Welcome to Dewees Island, one of South Carolina's most pristine coastal treasures. Imagine an island with no cars, no high-rises, and no hustle. Just nature, peace, and a community that is dedicated to preserving it all. But recently, this serene island has found itself at the center of a debate that could reshape its identity. I'm Deneen Gary, the Southern Living Yankee and a realtor in Charleston, South Carolina and the surrounding areas. And I love helping people just like you find home. Whether you're buying, selling, or simply exploring the market, I'm here with honest advice and local insights. Before we go any further, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my future videos about life in Charleston and the rest of the Lowcountry. Today, we're diving into the new rental policy that's been introduced on Dewees Island. For decades, strict rules kept short-term renters at bay and required visitors to commit to 30 days of staying here. Now, in a big policy shift, that's all changing. What it does mean for residents, visitors, and future of this special place, we'll find out. Before we go any further, I am going to address the elephant in the room. This is spelled D-E-W-E-E-S. In my mind, it's Dewees. No, it's Dewees. But it's actually called Dewees. Now that we have that over with, let's proceed. Before we get into the details of the new policy, let's go back in time to uncover the rich history of Dewees Island. Because to understand where we are today, we have to first understand how Dewees came to be the unique place that it is. Dewees Island has a history as rich as its natural environment. Long before settlers arrived, this barrier island was home to indigenous tribes who thrived in harmony with the coastal ecosystem. Evidence of their lives still exists today in the form of shell middens, ancient piles of discarded oyster and clam shells that hint at the resourceful use of the land. By the 1700s, European settlers arrived bringing change to this once secluded island. Like many of South Carolina's barrier islands, Dewees was used for rice plantations and hunting retreats. It remained relatively untouched compared to other nearby islands, but its isolation preserved its natural beauty. Fast forward to the 20th century, and Dewees started catching the attention of developers. But unlike other islands along the South Carolina coast, this one took a different path. In the 1970s, conservationists and visionaries stepped in to protect Dewees from the rapid overdevelopment that was happening in nearby areas like Isle of Palms and Kiowa. In the 1980s, Dewees became a privately owned island community that was carefully designed with environmental preservation in mind. Developers limited the number of home sites to around 150. They banned cars in favor of golf carts, and they enforced strict building codes to minimize human impact. One of the most interesting aspects of life here is how intentional everything is. Even the rental policy was designed to align with the island's ethos. A 30-day minimum stay was required for all rentals. This ensured that visitors had time to fully immerse themselves in the island's slow pace and values. So what's changed? Let's break it down. For decades, Dewees operated with a 30-day minimum rental policy. This wasn't just a rule, it was a philosophy. By limiting rentals to longer-term stays, the island reduced visitor turnover and it eased the pressure on its limited infrastructure and cultivated a sense of community. The new policy, which was introduced just a couple weeks ago in 2024, allows for weekly rentals, a significant departure from the 30-day minimum that had defined Dewees life for so long. According to the Dewees Island POA, the Property Owners Association, the goal of this shift is to strike a balance between preserving the island's character and adapting to the changing economic and social realities. So why the change? Well, it boils down to a few key factors. First, there's a financial angle. Some property owners argued that the 30-day rule was too restrictive and it made it harder to cover the cost of owning a home here. After all, maintaining a property on an island like Dewees, where resources are limited, it doesn't come cheap. Weekly rentals opens the door to a broader pool of renters, potentially increasing income for homeowners. To compare, you can get a house on Dewees Island for just a fraction of the cost of what you would pay on Isle of Palms. Second, the change reflects evolving vacation trends. Travelers today often prefer shorter, more flexible stays. By allowing weekly rentals, Dewees aligns itself with this shift, which makes the island more accessible to a wider audience. Of course, not everyone is thrilled about this. Longtime residents worry that shorter rentals could bring a revolving door of visitors who might not share the same commitment to conservation and community values. There's also concern about increased wear and tear on the island's infrastructure, from the ferry to the wastewater system. While it's still too early to see the full effects, initial feedback has been mixed. Some homeowners report increased rental interest, while others fear the potential for disruption. The key question now is whether Dewees can maintain its unique identity while still opening its doors to more short-term visitors. Dewees Island has always been a delicate balancing act. On one hand, it's a sanctuary, a place where wildlife comes first and human presence is carefully managed. On the other, it's a community of homeowners who want to enjoy and share this paradise. The new rental policy adds a new layer to that balance. The challenge lies in ensuring that increased visitation doesn't come at the expense of the environment. Dewees marshlands, beaches, and forests are home to countless species, some of which are endangered. With more visitors cycling through the island, the community will need to remain vigilant about its conservation efforts. One potential upside of the new policy is the opportunity to educate more people about the importance of conservation. Visitors who come for a week, they may just leave with a deeper appreciation for the environment, and they can carry those lessons back home. That's the best case scenario. But let's not ignore the potential downsides. We'll have increased traffic, even if it's just golf carts and ferry rides, and that could strain the island's infrastructure. And if the sense of community erodes, Dewees might start to feel less like the unique haven that it's always been. Ultimately, the future of Dewees depends on how well this community adapts to change. The new rental policy is a test. It's a chance to see if more flexibility can coexist with the island's core values. But it's going to take careful planning, open communication, and a lot of dedication to make it work. Dewees Island is more than just a vacation destination. It's a model for how humans and nature can coexist. As the island navigates this new chapter, its residents face an important choice. Embrace the opportunities that change brings while staying true to the principles that make Dewees so special. So what do you think? Can Dewees Island maintain its identity in the face of these changes? Let me know in the comments below. And if you're dreaming of a place where the sounds of the waves and the calls of the birds are your only neighbors, Dewees might just be the escape that you're looking for. My name is Deneen Gary, the Southern Living Yankee, and a realtor in Charleston, South Carolina, and the surrounding areas. And I love helping people just like you find home. Whether you're buying, selling, or simply exploring the market, I'm here with honest advice and local insights. And if you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my future videos about Charleston and the rest of the Lowcountry. Thank you again for joining me. So long for today.